Guten Morgen, everybody. This is gonna be like a morning routine video. It's 5:15 right now. We woken up, and as soon as I woke up, my first thought was, let me go back into bed naturally. But we're not gonna do that because going back into bed is comfortable. It is a default setting, and getting out and getting something done like switching this camera on is in a sense suffering, and everything magical happens on the other side of suffering. So keeping that in mind, we have made a deliberate decision to suffer. So suffer we shall. We have woken up and we have decided to build a solid morning routine. पढ़ना बन के we are gonna fix our bed because that's another exercise that we don't feel like doing, but I think most things that you don't feel like doing are gonna be the ones that change your life. Like I said, everything magical happens on the other side of suffering. We are struggling with the parna today. That is fine. That is fine. There are some days where tying your parna and your turban is such a smooth process, it doesn't trouble you at all. And then there are days where nothing fits right. Both days we persevere. Of course, the point I'm trying to make is just because it's a mozzie. See, the point I'm trying to make is just because we woken up early, it doesn't mean that we're going to be more successful. It doesn't mean that we're going to make more money than our parents. It doesn't guarantee all of that, but chances significantly increase because whoever's woken up early knows one thing, that it feels bloody amazing. That it feels like you're getting something done with your life. Of course, there's so much that you end up doing if you've woken up early. So, something beautiful about it, all cultures speak of it. So, there is an electric toothbrush that Polar was very kind to send to me, but man, it's like discharged and I haven't charged it. So, of course, this might seem like a lot of mess to you, but it gets cleared up. All right, and of course, we're gonna quickly make our bed. This is not a habit that I have, to be honest. I've actually never really made my bed, but I was recently reminded by a dear friend that this is something you should be doing. Again, the idea is, do I want to make this bed? No, man. But should I be making it? Yes. So that's why I think the military is going to make you do it. The boarding school is going to make you do it. Of course, I'm not making it for good. I think it's going to be cleaned up and dusted and stuff again. But the whole point is that I'm going to declutter my room. I'm going to do my bit right in the morning. And of course, when people come in, they can do like a much better job of it. But I think the room's going to look much neater if I just do my bed. This one pillow is actually kept outside because I think Oika was using it. He is using it. I'll show you. He's sleeping. So I'm just going to do a very basic job of this. If somebody wants to get their life in order, what's the first thing they do? They're like, dude, let me start waking up early because it's such a task, man. People are always going to struggle with this thing, waking up early, because you wake up early and you get so much done. So much done. So people are always going to struggle with it. Honestly, if you can help people wake up early, if you can help them wake up early, you're always going to have a ready market to yourself. So sleep is something that if you end up conquering it, you end up conquering it so much. Okay, do not judge me for the performance right now. It is literally day one of me making my bed. And if you think I'm only doing it for the video, then you are very right. I'm kidding. I'm only doing it because I also want to do stuff that I haven't done. After this, we're going to head out into the garden. We're going to ensure that the garden is watered. And we're going to take 5 minutes out to visualize. Beautiful exercise that I am a big supporter of, a big proponent of. I don't know if that's right usage, but I think it is. So I'm a big proponent of visualization because I'll tell you one more thing. Podis 12 to 15. So Podis 12 to 15 of Japji Sahib actually speak of visualization. I'm sorry, they actually speak of meditation, the importance of meditation. So this is Osho's The True Name, which is a translation of Japji Sahib. And I'll tell you what it says, bodies 12 to 15. The state of contemplation cannot be expressed. Whoever attempts it will afterwards repent. Through contemplation is remembrance born in mind and intellect, an awareness of the universe acquired. Through contemplation, the path is cleared of all obstacles, and a man departs with dignity and honor. One is saved from wandering astray, and connection to religion is established. Through contemplation alone, the door to liberation is attained and the family can be saved. Through it, the Guru is delivered and helps his disciples across. There is no longer beg for alms. The name of the flawless one is such that only contemplating can know it. So anyway, this is Pauris 12 to 15 of Japji Sahib. It speaks highly of contemplation, of dhyan, of meditation. We're gonna stick with a version of it called visualization and see how we go from there. So I think I'm gonna hydrate and post that. We're gonna go out into the garden and get our stuff done. Yeah, that's the point. Alrighty, that is a morning in Dehradun. Looks divine, wouldn't you say? Something beautiful about it. This is actually a yoga room right now, but it's supposed to be my home office. We're working on it. Our designer's actually bailed on us. She is not interested anymore. So here, there you go. We have a nice little ceiling here. We have decent flooring. I want that to be like a massive bookshelf at the back. And of course, my table in the middle. But more on that later. This is how things are looking in the morning. This is where I'm going to be visualizing. So I'm going to be visualizing right here in a moment. But before that, I want to go water the garden. And of course, we're going to do that barefoot. We're going to be on the garden barefoot. Again, this exercise called grounding, I have no idea if it works, but what's the harm in trying? I know one thing for sure, walking barefoot just connects you more to nature. Dude, the vibe is vibing actually. Everything looks stunning. I'm gonna ask Garji to start the water. Garji, good morning. Kya haal hai? I'm gonna show you the view. It looks pretty good. Let's go, son. Yeah. The sky is quite something today. We're gonna grab the pipe. Voting aaj. Acha, voting. Yes, yes, voting. Great. हाँ. 7 में शुरू है ना. हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी. आप किसको डाल रहे हो? फोटो से डाले. किसको? मोदी को. वैसा इसमें अच्छा होता है. हर गरीब के लिए 5,000 का फ्री इलाज है. 5 साल के लिए राशन फ्री है. और क्या चाहिए? 2,000 पेंशन मिल रही महीने की. हाँ. और क्या चाहिए? वैसा कोई कोई बाप है ना, अपने बाप की मट्टी में नहीं गया, वो लड़का जाता है अग्नि देने के लिए, वो तो इतना टाइम नहीं था उसे, नहीं गया. मोदी की माँ मरी, मोदी चिता पर आग लगाई वापिस, इतना टाइम नहीं था. ठीक है, बढ़िया. दीजिए वोट, बहुत अच्छी बात है. Without getting into political matters, you just saw why one individual would be voting a certain way. And of course, he must exercise his right to vote, right? We all must. So anyway, okay, yeah, this voting stuff actually reminds me my gym is shut today. So I'm gonna have to figure out some ways to work out. So the idea is I am going to water my garden for a bit. And then after watering it sufficiently, I have a bunch of DMs to answer because I'm doing this webinar on May 4th on how to get started with trading, very basic stuff, but it's gonna help so many people. I have a bunch of DMs to answer for that. So I'm gonna get that done. And then after answering the DMs, I'm gonna go for a morning walk. I'm gonna take the kids for a morning walk. I'm gonna wear my weighted vest. That's gonna be my morning routine. You know how we are parched in the mornings? I'm sure the grass is as well. That's why you're supposed to water your grass first thing in the morning. You know, there was this time where the grass wasn't actually doing too well. Things weren't looking too good. And then we realized that we were doing it all wrong. We were actually watering the grass at night. You're not supposed to do that. That means the grass can't actually dry up, and that means tons and tons of fungus overnight. So you want to water your garden early morning so that the grass can use up the water. And of course, when the sun rises, it sort of dries up very nicely, and you can't water your garden in the middle of the day either, because that's going to mean that the sun, the harsh sun, is going to burn the grass. So your watering timings need to be appropriate. Another reason to wake up early, because you get to water your garden. It is now time to visualize. And one simple exercise that you guys might be aware of, what I do is I'm going to focus on the successes of the past. And because I have succeeded in the past, why can't I succeed in the future? So I'm going to be focusing on the successes very nicely. What we tend to do is we tend to focus on the failures, and that's basically what we shouldn't be doing. That's our default wiring. Please don't focus on the failures, focus on the successes. With that, I'm going to do my visualization exercise. Have a cup of tea, answer DMs, be off on my morning walk, and that's basically my morning routine. The idea behind these videos is to inspire everybody to wake up and to get something done. You really don't have to make your mornings super productive. Take it at your own pace, but just wake up. Something divine about it. No wonder all cultures speak of it. Let me find a success to focus on of the recent past. Okay, for example, and I'm being vulnerable here, I spoke at Mata Sundari College recently. I spoke on stage. I was invited for the same. A lot of other creators and other individuals and artists were also invited. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I too was invited, and I was on stage. I spoke to a bunch of people. I don't think a lot of them were interested, but 10, 15 were super interested. They were asking a bunch of questions. And the fact that I could be up there speaking to a bunch of individuals, that counts for something, and I must congratulate myself for that. I really never took the time to really pat myself on the back and say, man, you were invited to inspire some people, and perhaps you moved a life or two. This is something I'm going to be congratulating myself for. This is something I'm going to be dwelling on, because if I could be on stage at Mata Sundari College in front of 200 people and not shiver and deliver like I was supposed to, what is stopping me from delivering in front of 2,000 people? It's just the number of faces increase, nothing else. So this is how, of course, I visualize. I hope this gives you a good sort of picture into what's going on into my mind. After this exercise, we're going to move on with the day. All right, so this is the outdoor kitchen. There's the indoor kitchen, and this is the outdoor kitchen. And Manisha has been very kind to fix me a cup of tea. Now after this, cha the cup. Good morning. Okay, ji, assi karange desi kam. Mother mine, good morning. Aj yoga di chutti. I'm gonna sit down, have this cup of tea, answer a bunch of DMs, because that needs to be done. Also, the Level Up weekend is coming up, and one slot just opened up. One individual can't make it, which is fine. Plans change. No problema. It is 6 in the morning. It's 6:01. I've visualized, I watered the garden a bit, and now Garji's taken over. I'm gonna have my cup of tea. I've made my beautiful bed, and shortly I'm gonna leave for a morning walk. So that was my morning routine. Take from it what you must. If you like something, let me know. If you have any advice, let me know. Let's get a constructive conversation going on around leveling up. And of course, leave your comments down there. Let me know if you're liking something, and subscribe. Let's go. So show some love. And I will see you on another morning routine. They're all going to be pretty similar, but you get the idea. Alrighty then. See you later.